Hey guys, so happy February. Like I say every month, I cannot believe that we are here. I cannot believe that it's February. I like, oh my gosh, I keep our stuff on this cart right here. So it's like a 3-tier cart, the one from Michael's. Everybody and their mama has like the little book cart. So I keep it on there. And I put 3 months worth of like reading on there. So right now I just took February off. So then I moved March up, and then I have April, and then I have May, which is like our last month. My kids technically get out like mid June, but I try to just have everything like core needs wrapped up by the end of May so that June can just kind of be more like a fun month. I know we're going to be doing like a ton of reading during June. Last year we did a retreat and the girls really loved it, so I'll be doing another retreat, and I will be making a video on that because I'm putting everything together now. And last year was like last minute. This year I'm like planning it and trying to put it together, so I'll have a video on that before June comes. But let's get into this, what we will be reading for this month. So last month we had like such a super easy, breezy month for January. But this month we are like getting into it. I think it's going to be pretty easy because it's not like a lot of pages per day, but we are reading like a lot of books. So first up for our morning read, we're going to be reading 1619, This Big Baby. The visuals, it is such a lovely book. It has like a ton of pictures, and we're going to read this for the whole month. And it's really picture heavy, so it looks like a big, thick book, but it's not too bad because there's like a lot of pictures in it, and I'm excited to see the pictures and have discussions and like all that good stuff, and just to sit like side by side with my daughter and read and look at all these things, and I'm like too amped up for it. We're also going to be reading, which I don't know. I try to go like with the theme of the month. And for me, February is, of course, like Black History Month, love, like all that. So this stuff is just like kind of like all combined, and it's all over the place. I don't feel like I did as good as I usually do with like setting it up, but here we go. So anyhow, we're gonna read They Were Her Property. I'm so excited to read this book. I hope that it's not too heavy for my daughter. I do think that it's stuff that she needs to learn and know and things like that, and this is gonna go perfect with history. I do try to look up on a certain little website that I don't want to mention. I type in the book and I ask it to like help me set it up with the standards so that we can meet the standards of whatever grade work we're working on and things like this. So this will go for history, and I need to set that up so that I can know what standards and stuff that we're going to meet. And I love being able to do that because then we're able to stretch things. And when I say stretch things, this is our science book for the month. We are going to be learning about it's called The Heart of a Goddess, and so we're going to just be learning about all kinds of different things about goddesses and stuff like that. And it's really cool because it goes over stuff. Let me see if I can grab the paper. Hold on. Okay, so here's the paper. So it's just like a couple of pages printed out, but it just goes over. So week 1, we'll learn about cycles and rhythms, which it says the science standard is patterns of the Earth and Moon systems. And then week 2, we are going to go over systems and cause and effect. And then, I don't know why it doesn't say like the exact science standard like it did. I might have erased it because I'm always doing too much. But, oh no, that is it. Systems of cause and effect, okay. And it says, first of all, I read it so wrong. So it says for week 2, we're going to do systems and balance. And then the standard is systems and cause and effect. That's why I was like looking at it wrong. And then week 3 is change and adaptation. And then we'll go over the standard of adaptation and survival. And then week 4 is going to be energy and restoration, and it's going to be energy storage and release. So I love that. It's like we don't have to have like a technical science book, and we can put this into things that we actually learn. So like for this energy and restoration, we'll do a question. It's just a couple of questions to connect everything. And it says, where in the book do you see energy being used up? So then we'll, discuss that, different forms of energy and things like that. And then it also gives me like a model answer that the student should say, and things like that. And then question 2, where do you see energy being restored or stored? And then question 3, how does this connect to energy and nature? And so it just ties together the nature with the goddesses and everything like that. So I love that. I think that that is super cool. I forgot. I guess we have like an oddball day. And then so on this page, it says the final day, patterns over time. And then the science thing is analyzing patterns and explanations. So you are hitting those marks, even though you're not reading a technical like science book, but it just works out. It's things that we like, it's things that we learn, and then it teaches you how to, put those concepts into different areas. So I like that as well. One of our reading books that we're also going to read, because I wanted to do poetry this month, is Ego Tripping by Nikki Giovanni. And I found this book, I actually got 2 of them, but I found them at my Friends of the Library, and I snatched these up so quick. I've never really read Nikki Giovanni's work or anything like that, but I've just been hearing about her. And so I was like, oh, this is so perfect. And I think I got it like last year, but like last school year. And so then I'm just adding it in for this school year. And I'm so super excited. Again, I did like the same thing, and I have the paperwork here so that it can go with our language arts. We're going to use that for language arts. Usually I use my morning read for language arts, but this one just kind of fit better with what I was going for the month. So I just threw in like an extra quick read. And I think we'll only be reading this for I think this is 6 days, a 6-day read. We'll just read a couple of pages every day. I think it's 6 pages for 6 days. And so, like for instance, day 1, it says, day 1, voice and confidence, page 1 through 6, objective. Student will identify the speaker's voice and tone in poetry. We're going to read the poems aloud, and then daily questions. How would you describe the speaker's voice? What words or lines show confidence? Why do you think the author starts the book this way? And then literacy skills, identifying tone and voice, and then basic comprehension. And then it has a writing of copy a powerful line from one of the poems that we read, and then write a paragraph about that. In addition to that, she's also just working on her penmanship. So I have like a workbook that we'll do like daily pages for the penmanship, and then like how to write like a powerful paragraph type thing. So we'll use that with it. She'll be working on her like the paragraph in there individually, and then she'll also be going through the textbook on just learning how to write in like a better paragraph so that she can be fully prepared for high school. She's more of like a reluctant writer, so my baby was an iPad baby, y'all. I think I mentioned this. Be careful with that. I let her have the iPad too early, and her writings, like her actual like writing, took her a long time to even be able to just get stuff down on paper. And so because of that, she's like a reluctant writer, and I am trying to just like push her forward, like we got to do this. Even typing and stuff like that, she kind of gets lazy with it, but especially like the handwriting. And then the other book that we'll be reading this month is Egyptian Goddesses. And again, this is a quick read. The one is 6 pages, because I kind of stack those ones where we'll read the poems first, and then we'll read this and finish out the month with this book. And again, it's just like a quick read, like, maybe like 5 to 10 pages a day. And it's just a small book to kind of go with our goddess stuff. So that's pretty exciting. And then our last read will be this one, The Magic of Untamed Hearts. It just came out last month, like on the 20th. And I'm so excited. This is like the third part of a series that we were reading. The first two parts were really good, pretty spicy. So that's kind of awkward, but I do, when I read them, like skip pages, like, oh, okay, we can fast forward to here, and so it works out for us or whatnot. And then so this will be the third and final book for the series, and such cute read. And I think it's perfect for the month of February because these are like cute little romantic books. So I'm excited to read that. And then for my personal reads, I'm like all up in the camera, y'all. Sorry. I'm going to read one. I'm going to read Hathor. I think this will be my first read of the month just because the other one wasn't that great. I didn't really like it. So I'm going to just, I got it. I'm going to read it. Because that's what I do. And so I'll just make that my first read of the month. And then I have another book about Hathor, which if you don't know Hathor, she's like a love goddess. So that's perfect for February again. And as you can see, I have a lot of goddess energy going on this month for February. So I'm excited about that. This book does come with like a CD. I don't even think I have a CD player. I don't know. But I got this from the library. I didn't even know it had a CD until like a few days ago when I pulled it out, because I was like, oh, time to read you. So I'm going to read about this. This just seems kind of like really like a metaphysical, which of course, like it's Hathor, like, but I think it's going to be teaching about like vibrations and different things like that. So I did not realize that, but I'm excited to see like what it says. And that's just usually, I don't know, like I'm into vibes and things like that, but it's not my usual typical read. So I'm excited and interested to learn what this book is going to have to say. And then my last read of the month, more than likely, will be Black Candle Women. And this is just a novel about, I think it's three sisters. It says generations of Montrose women, Augusta, Victoria, Willow, have lived together in their quaint two-story bungalow in California for years. They keep to themselves, never venture far from home, and their collection of tinctures and spells is an unspoken bond between them. But when the 17-year-old Nikki Montrose brings home a boy for the first time, their quiet lives are thrown into disarray. For the other women have been withholding a secret from Nikki that will end her relationship before it's even begun. The decades-old family curse that any person they fall in love with dies. So that sounds pretty interesting. And I think that'll be a great read again with this like goddess witchy February vibe. I'm so excited. And then I have my extra book. If I finish my 3 books, which sometimes like if I don't like a book, I try to read ahead so I can just hurry up and finish. So I don't know if it'll work out like that. So far I just have these books where I'm going to be reading I don't even think, because February only has 28 days. So it was like a 10-10-10 read, but I know it's not 10-10-10 because that's 30 days. I only have 28. So maybe it was like 10-9-9. That's what I think I did. 10 days, 9 days, 9 days. So the first book, I'm going to allow myself 10 days just, I don't know, I think because it was a little bit thicker and maybe a little bit boring. So when a book is boring, I try to read ahead and just like get done with it. But sometimes it's too boring to where I need extra time, so then I have that extra day or whatever. I don't know. Sounds crazy. And then I'm assuming hopefully the other 2 will be pretty good or whatnot. Maybe I can get ahead. If I can get ahead, maybe like 2 or 3 days, I don't know if that's possible, then I'll be able to read this because this is just like a super short read. But I'm not really counting on it. I'm thinking I'm going to have to push this forward for like something else. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But until the next video, bye.